30 days ago, I bought this 3D printer in hopes it would print me money so I could become filthy rich. But how do you even go from turning this into money? Well, let me show you what I did. Now, my first idea was Etsy. Etsy has a lot of different 3D printed items, so I figured it would be the best place to start. For my first item I put up, it was this 3D printed sponge holder. It was fairly cheap in materials, and I figured it would be a good item to start my store off with. And surprisingly, it worked. It had one sale, and the person left a 5-star review. The only problem, however, is this person is my sister. So, yeah. My next idea was fidget toys. However, there was a lot of competition. I figured instead of just selling one type of fidget toy, why don't I make my own mystery box? So, that's what I did. I created a 5-pack mystery box where basically I just took 5 random fidget toys and put them in a box. Now, I thought this was a genius idea, as you don't know what you're getting. It has a little bit of surprise to it. And I gotta say, it actually worked. Someone who is not my sister actually purchased this and left me a 5-star review. Now, when I first saw that email, it had me jumping with joy. I was so excited. After that sale, I added a new items in my Etsy shop. 3D printed letters. Now, I thought these things would be flying off the shelf. I had them in 4 different sizes, 2 different colors. I thought this would be the ticket to making millions. However, after 30 days, it still has no sales. That brings us to the stats on Etsy. Over this first month, we've got over 103 visits and 2 orders, which I know it's not a lot, but just for my first month, I think it's pretty good. And in total on Etsy, we made $31. Technically, we made like $71 in sales, but minus the fees and delivery, that leaves us with $31. And I gotta say, when I seen that first Etsy payment hit my bank, I felt on top of the world. Now, we did only get one sale on Etsy, which it's not a lot, but for the first month, I'm pretty proud of myself. Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither will my business. This takes time, and I plan on expanding. I already have 3 or 4 new products lined up that I'm soon going to put out on my Etsy shop. That will bring our total from 3 items to 7, and I'm pretty sure more items you have, more chance of selling stuff. I don't know, but that's probably how it works. I don't know. That brings us to part 2, in-person sales. Now, I had 3 different ways I was planning to sell in person. Number 1, Facebook Marketplace. Now, I thought, why don't I just take my listings from Etsy and put them on Marketplace? This way it's people in my area, no shipping. Might have a higher chance of selling. Yeah, I was wrong. Nobody even cared. Nobody clicked on it. Nobody gave a shit. Now, the second part of in-person sales, businesses. I thought I came up with a $1 million idea here. My plan was to take these little clips for your car to hold sunglasses and cards and whatnot. And my idea was to take those and put on custom car logos onto them, and then try and sell them to car dealerships in my area, which there's a lot. A lot. I remember when I did this, I spent a few hours designing all of these, getting the contact information and emailing and trying to get in contact with all these businesses. And none of them got back to me. It's been 30 days. No one's got back to me. So I might try and call them and see if that works. I don't know. But I thought it was a brilliant idea, but I guess not. That brings us to part 3, which is just selling to people I know. Family, coworkers, friends. Just selling to them, whatever they need. This would be way easier because I have a personal connection with them, and it actually worked. I made $25 doing a sale. Now, I sold 4 of these to my coworker for her kids. I don't. You get the point. I'll show you what it does. One sec. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not. It's kind of crappy outside, but basically, it just flies up. Oh shit. Yeah. It landed in the snow. But you get the idea. But they're pretty fun. But so far, that's been my only sale in person. But I haven't really tried. I've been more focused on the Etsy side of things and creating shorts and TikToks for you guys. And I've kind of neglected the in person. But I think it has huge potential if I would actually try. But how much money did we actually make in our first month of selling? Well, let's take a look at the numbers and find out. All right. So with our Etsy sale and our in-person sale, we made a total. I don't know. Is this reversed for you guys? Can you see it? But anyways, it says $56.12, which a month is not very good. In our first month, I couldn't be happier. However, that's not profit, as we had a lot of expenses. So let me do the math and I'll tell you our final net profit. Okay, after finding out how much I've spent, roughly, I have a good profit for you guys. Okay, so all the expenses are like the microphone, tripod, this like desk, the setup itself, and then the printer. Also filament, shipping supplies, all that jazz. And for expenses, we are looking at $1,330. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. It's probably like flipped. But yeah. Well, we're just minus our profit, which was like $51, I think. I forgot. Let's just say $52. So really, we're down $1,277. However, I already have everything now. Now, from now on, we're just making profit besides filament cost. So, it's not bad. It's not a bad start for my first month 3D printing. Well, there it is. That's how much I made my first month 3D printing. If you want me to do a part 2, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, thank you everyone for watching. Your support means the world to me. See you guys in the next one.